Friendships are quite interesting in ADHD, particularly in the ways that they don't really adhere to the standard conventions, the things that most people would expect, or seem to even project on what a normal friendship should look like or entail. And a fair amount of this, at least the parts that I want to talk about today, relate to how time blindness interferes with friendships. Or interferes is still the wrong word. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. First though, what I want to say is anytime I'm ever talking about interpersonal things in ADHD, relationships, friendships, whatever, it's always all about expectation mismatch, and therefore the antidote is expectation management. The thing that always breaks down our interactions and our friendships and our relationships socially is that people expect us to behave in certain ways that we're just not ever really going to. And because of that expectation and our inability to meet it, causes tension, confusion, strife, conflict, or just miscommunication and misinterpretation, which erodes friendships. We can address that through, as I said, expectation management, helping other people understand how we're likely to be, giving them, managing their expectations of us and our behavior. We can do that by explaining what we're like, and we can only explain what we're like if we understand what we're like. So that's what this video is all about. And you may be watching this because you want to understand a few things about the relationships that you are having as someone with ADHD and some of the challenges or some of the ways that they might be falling apart. Or you may have been sent this video by someone who has ADHD and is like, please just get it. I swear I'm not the only one. And if so, feel fairly honored because they wouldn't be going to that effort unless they really cared and really wanted you in their lives enough that they want you to get this stuff. What am I talking about? In particular, I want to talk about the way that people with ADHD have this ability to be like, oh my God, it's you, you're amazing, I'm obsessed, you're my best friend ever, and then just disappear for like months to years. And then turn around and the next time they see you after a year or two, go, oh my God, hey! As if nothing had ever happened, as if no time had passed, because almost, in a way, at least to us in terms of how we might feel, it kind of hasn't. Because the thing about time blindness, which is a core part of ADHD, is that it means that if something isn't happening right now, if we're not currently engaged in something, then it's almost like it never happened or never existed. And conversely, when we are doing something, nothing has ever felt more real. We are so there and so extremely present. And that's true in friendships as well. It means that if I haven't seen you for ages, it's not that I'm rude or intentionally ignoring you. I'm just so much going on in my life. I'm doing all these other things, not in a rude way or an inconsiderate way, but just to my brain, it just hasn't occurred to me that you exist. It's not that I've gone, oh, I should give Greg a call. No, I won't, because I suck as a friend. It's no. I go, oh, I've got to do this and this, and got to put the bins out and do that, and then that, and then, oh my God, it's Sunday already. Oh, Greg texted me, when was it? A few days ago, right? No, it was 5 months ago. Oh gosh. Oh, I feel terrible about that. Instead of actually replying, I should just sit here feeling bad about it. Oh, I'm sure he'll understand. The point is, the way that we operate in friendships is that we give short bursts of extreme and high intensity that can have some pretty big intervals in between. And that can be okay. That can work just fine as long as the other person knows that that's what they're going to be receiving. people with ADHD often get along very well with other people with ADHD because if there have been these long periods of extended absence, they don't take it personally because they know they're like that too. Conversely, people who are more neurotypical seem to just have this expectation of just this like constant contact and a little bit of follow-up after you catch up. And yeah, we went out and we had a coffee, so now we'll of course message again and again and again and maintain contact until the next time we meet. And if we're not somehow maintaining contact at these arbitrary intervals, that must somehow, of course, infer that the person doesn't reciprocate our feelings. They mustn't like us if they're not adhering to some invisible protocol of contact frequency. What an absurd thing. However, our society and our culture dictates that, yeah, that's totally how it works. And it really mostly just means most ADHD people perpetually feel like they're bad friends. That they let people down in friendships, they never reply, they don't reply enough, and then when they do, it's this big gushing, oh my god, here's, my life story up until this point, and how are you, and I miss you, and whoa. And it's so much that it's almost disorienting. Like, whoa, you've got all this energy and it's been months and months. Where did that come from? Why didn't you talk to me sooner? Well, to us, it's like we were just talking yesterday. So what can you do if you're someone who doesn't have ADHD, who has someone who they care about, a friend with ADHD in their lives? What can you do? Pretty simple. Just get it. Just understand that this is what we're like and that it's not personal. This isn't, any period of absence or lack of contact is almost certainly not because we're some failure of a friend or we don't care about you. It's really not that at all. Very itchy nose. It's really not that at all. It's almost always just that until we're there talking to you, there's too many other things going on in our mind. And as soon as we are talking to you, evaluate our sincerity in the friendship based on what we're like when you're with us, not based on what you think we're like through our absence, through whatever our absence tells you. It's just whatever you think that means, it's almost certainly not what's going on. Our lives are pretty busy. Not in that we're necessarily doing lots of things, although often we can be too. More than just doing day-to-day boring minutiae is exhausting and tiring and really takes a lot. And so often we are flat out just keeping things running. And we don't have time. It doesn't occur to us to think of the people that are meaningful in our lives. We might have gone for months without even messaging our direct parents. Not because we don't love them, but we just didn't get around to it. And we've been meaning to. And oh my God, what do you mean it's been that long? Oh gosh. I thought it was only yesterday that I was gonna message you. But it was 3 months since you sent the last one? Oh God, I'm a terrible friend. Or son. Who knows? But that's what we're like. It's not personal. Please hear that. Please know that. And if you're someone with ADHD, maybe this is useful for you too. Maybe this is... I was talking to a client recently about this topic and they found it very useful. They had this idea that I really liked of just writing an open letter to all of their friends of, hey, this is what I'm like. It doesn't mean I don't like you. This is just what I'm like. And the fact is, if some people are going to get it and they're going to understand that they can have friendship with us and when they see us, we're going to be all in and great fun and so present. And then sometimes we won't be there. And if those people can accept that, then they're going to be able to be wonderful friends and enduring friends for us. But those who have this expectation or put this almost pressure on us to maintain this constant contact, if they're not able to understand how that's not going to be compatible, and if they're not able to adjust, it's just not going to work. Most likely. unless there's some other glue keeping the relationship together. But if it's just based on that expectation alone, very likely that friendship isn't going to work because the relating styles don't really mesh. Do you relate? Do you relate? Do you find this useful? If so, please write in the comments. Tell me about how or why, or share, please, any of the things that you found here that were fairly useful. Really helps me to know what's landing for you so that I can make more content that is pertinent to you. You, the viewer, right now, person listening. You. Tell me what landed. You're still here after all this time for a reason. Talk to me. Tell me what was good about this, and I will make more videos about that for you. My channel is small enough that I can still get away with that. Alright. Thank you for your time. If you got this far as well, I would love it if you could hit like and even subscribe. Only takes a second and does mean a lot. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.